Today, I'm going to teach you how to take awesome pictures in The Sims 4. The game itself doesn't teach you how to take proper photos, and a lot of people just don't know how awesome the in-game camera is and what all you can do with it. I'm often asked how I take some of my photos, so I thought I'd just make this video explaining it. So right now I am using the Sims 4 camera, which you can see here. This is the camera that I prefer, but these tricks will work whether you're using the Sims 4 camera or the Sims 3 camera. So we have this absolutely lovely house. But as you can see with the way my camera is set up, you can't really get a pretty picture of this house from this angle. Now I could get closer. I could even switch to the Sims 3 camera and try to angle things, but there is a far easier, far better solution to do this. What we want to do is enter free camera mode. Now there are two different ways to get to this mode. The first way, which is the way I personally do it, is I hit the tab key on my keyboard, which as you can see, when you hit it, your UI, everything goes away. And then you tap it again to leave free camera mode. The other way to get to free camera mode is to come up here to camera controls. And here you can see free camera mode, which you can now click and get the same effect. Now from here is where things get interesting, and this is the mode where you will get your best photos. From here, I can just move my mouse, and as you can see, the camera moves around wherever I'm pointing my mouse, which is great. But I'm kind of at a top-down view at this house, and I don't want that. So I want to go lower. To go lower on your keyboard, you click Q. As you click Q, you will go lower and lower and lower. But as you can see, I don't really like this angle looking straight at this house. So to go to the right, I would hit the D key on my keyboard. And as you can see, as I'm hitting it, I am moving. But now I'm in the trees, and that's no good. To move forward, you hit W, and you would push that until you get the view of your house. I'm gonna go a little bit lower here, and there we go. We have one of the views of this house. That is pretty much how you get around. You use your WASD keys, just like you would for games and MMOs, and you can move the camera around as you wish, and of course, move your mouse as well. We also have two other key functions. If you would like to zoom in, you can hit Z, and as you can see, you can zoom in. But if you don't like that and you want to zoom out, you can hit X and you will zoom out. You can actually keep zooming out and get kind of a fisheye look. As you can see, it goes pretty far. And of course, for zooming in, you can go in pretty far as well. For the zoom in and out, you can also use the scroll wheel on your mouse if you have one, and that will zoom you in and out as well. So I'm just going to position myself a little bit around. I kind of want this water in the background of the house. So let's see if I can't find like a good angle. Yeah, see, this will work. I wanted water in the background, and now I have it. And the fun thing about this is you can go way up into the sky and you can really see your entire city that you're in. I'm in Brittleton Bay right now. I love this world. It's one of my favorite worlds. I just love it. But you can really kind of zoom out and look at the world. See, with the other camera modes, you would never know that there's an airplane up here. And you can actually go to this airplane and see exactly what this sign is. What is this? It looks like they're advertising something with a dinosaur. But see, you would never see any of this if you were in the default Sims 4 or the Sims 3 camera mode. But yeah, you can just pan all over the place and see everything. And of course, to get out of this mode, you would hit tab. And of course, this works really well for your sim characters too, which is where most people are going to be using it. So you would hit tab and then just kind of position your camera to how you want it. And you can get really close in on these sims. you can get in really, really tight. Like if you just want to get in close on her eyes for whatever reason, you can do that. It's a little crazy. But yeah, this is one of the ways that you get those awesome pictures. But let me give you a demonstration inside the house. So here is the inside of this house. Look how gorgeous this is. I love this house. This is a base game house. I love it. If you like this house and you would like to get it for your own gameplay, this is the house right here. It's called the Large Family 53 Base Game Home. Now it does say here for whatever reason that it uses romantic garden stuff, but I don't believe it does because this is billed as a base game home. But this home is beautiful, so if you want it, come here and get it. It is made by Sashra F1 and was uploaded to the gallery on May 10th. The price of the home is $238,000. It is 6 bedrooms, 6 baths. So this is a huge, huge house. It is gigantic, which is perfect for your legacy Sims. But that is this home. I wanted to make sure I put that in the video because I always get asked, where are you getting all these gorgeous houses from? And I only follow a few creators, but this is one of my favorite creators and I use a lot of their houses. So if you like it, go get it. So I want to take a photo inside this house. So let's see, where do I want her to go? Okay, I think what we're gonna do is I am going to put her in the kitchen right here and we're gonna have her make a meal. We're gonna do fruit salad because this is a new sim and I don't want her to cause a fire. I have her paused right here starting to get food out. Now let's say I have a story in mind and I want to take a photo to go along with this story. Well, obviously if you take a photo right here, it's not very pretty. It doesn't really inspiring much. Even if you zoom in, you have all these cutaway walls. It doesn't look that good. So let's try and make something a little bit better. So we want to go into free camera mode. So we hit tab. Now, the one thing I always make sure I do is I hit my home key. Hitting my home key brings up the walls, and I definitely want that. I prefer to play with the walls cut away, but for photos, I always put those walls up. And as you can see, now that the walls are up, you can see all of the cabinets. There are plants on the wall here, and I didn't even know that they were there. There's a set of knives, there's pictures, you can see the pretty archways, there's curtains over here. It just looks better. And of course, you can angle your camera, which you should. So I'm going to take a photo kind of far away, and this will be my photo. You can see all of the pretty cabinets. You can see a shelf up there with a bottle and bowls and different kitchen supplies up there, and I love that. Because with the wall cutaway, this is what you get. It's not a very pretty picture, but the moment you bring the walls up, suddenly the picture kind of comes together. It looks better. I highly recommend to take your photos in this manner. And of course, just like in the world where I can zoom all the way in on that airplane, I can do the same thing anywhere in this house. Like, let's say I want to know what's in that fridge. So I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to see what's in the fridge. So it looks like we have bottles in the door. I think that's juice down there and some milk cartons. We have cartons of food in here. I see veggies and more bottles. Now, depending on what refrigerator you look in, it will actually have different items inside of it. Some of them have a little freezer bunny hidden inside of it. So if you go into free mode and look in it, you can find it. So that is pretty much the basics of taking a photo. But now I want to go into more advanced techniques. I am in this camera view. Now let's say I want to pan around and look, but I want to keep this angle saved. To do that, you hit Control 5. You put those together, and now this camera angle is saved. Now let's pan around and let's zoom in on the sink. There we go. We're panned in on the sink. Now let's say I want to save this camera angle. To do that, I would hit Control 6. Now, to get back to my previous camera angle, you hit 5. And as you can see, it slowly, gently pans me back over to my original camera angle. And then to go to my other camera angle that I just saved, I would hit 6 and we can slowly go over. Now, if you would like it to slowly pan over to the original camera slot that you saved, you would press and hold 5. And as you can see, it starts to get slower and it kind of gives you a more cinematic feel. And you can do the same thing with 6 to slowly pan over here to the sink. This is amazing, amazing, amazing to know if you are shooting machinimas. If you are wanting to make a video, you want to know how to do this. This is how people get all of those awesome looking videos of slow panning around the city, slow panning around houses. This is how they do that. You can go from 5 to 9 on your camera save slots. So that is the only amount of saves that you have. You have 5 camera positions that you can save. And you can just hit Control and whatever number, and then always hit that number to get back to that spot. So I'm going to hit 5, and now we're going back to the original. This is really good even for picture taking. Like if you kind of like the angle that you're at and you might want your picture at that angle, you could save it and then kind of pan around and see if you could find a better angle. If you can't, or if you just preferred your original angle, you could hit 5 and go back to that original angle. One thing to note is it does not work on 1 through 4. You can only save your camera position from 5 to 9. So do be aware of that. And of course, you hit Tab to get out of the free mode camera, and then you can hit End key or however you want your walls to be after you take your picture or film. And that is pretty much it. It may seem pretty basic, but these are really advanced tools to have. And this is how a lot of people take their photos. This is how machinimas are made. It's a really, really good thing to know, and it really takes all of your photos and videos to that next level. But I hope this video was helpful to someone out there. If you'd like to learn something else about the game, let me know down below and I'll make a video about it. But that is all I have for this video. I hope all of you have a lovely, lovely day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!